I am running quite late for day one of the conference. It's been difficult to get an Uber, so I had to ask the hotel staff to call me a taxi. And I'm pretty sure I left my room key in the room, but I'll deal with that when I get back. Met another consultant this morning, a guy working at a French company, but like the Norwegian division, who's reading one of Robert Greene's books. Very interesting. 48 Laws of Power. So we talked a little bit about that. Who very knowledgeable about like Northern European history. So yeah, just waiting for the Uber right now, or taxi right now, and then, let's get into the day. I wasn't sure if I should wear the heavy jacket or the light one. It is a bit chilly. I'm cold. But, it's going to be indoors, so it's fine. The guy here gave me the most vague directions. He was like, you see the bike? Just walk to the bike and turn left and go all the way down. And it's like, brother, we're in Amsterdam. There's only bikes. But I think I'm going in the right direction generally. So shouldn't be too hard to find, It's going to be a bunch of Bitcoin nerds. So far, the conference is going very well, very interesting. I just met some guys running Magosat, which is apparently a marketplace for rare and valuable Satoshis, inscriptions, and very, very technical shit, like deep in the core of Bitcoin. In addition, I was speaking to a guy, Quinn, who's a lead edge / CTO at a gaming startup, and positioning matters because he was very much in my ICP, very into what I was saying. He asked for us to connect, added me on LinkedIn rather, and let's see where things go. But I'm sure I can meet a bunch more guys like him. But right now I'm just walking around taking in the vendors here, the marketing booths, and then I would like to go and watch a few talks and get more knowledge. Yeah, the other feature is the company. So one thing that's interesting so far is a lot of the companies I've talked to here are doing a lot of them are doing mining or selling mining rigs with the idea of energy recovery as a value add, right? So you can, one shop is saying like you can use it to heat your home, another is reselling energy to the marketplace. There's one, Diamond Protocol, that they're an energy marketplace themselves. You can sell non-renewable energy peer-to-peer on their network and use that to get leverage returns via token. So interesting to see. The last one I was not totally bought into because I was trying to understand where the value add is, because they also offer rewards for using non-renewable energy, which is their token, which I think is great, but I didn't see it as a sustainable business model. I also made some new friends. I met two Somali guys who are crypto influencers in the Somali community. I can't find them right now, but I'll keep an eye open. They were both cool, entrepreneurial types. We had a conversation about why there's not a lot of Africans or Black people in the crypto community. So hopefully we can change that in the future.
Be made like app developers can take a cut of each transaction that happens. Same, I guess, for social media, you can take a cut of every zap or so. There's some really, because everyone's thinking in terms of social media. We even call it a social app protocol and things like that.
but there are benefits of having your data format in Nostr, even if it's not even related to social network. So one really good example of this is I used to work at a record label called Monstercat. I was the CTO, and one of the issues we saw was that all the contract splits for all the artists were in a proprietary format in our database, and that kind of gave us leverage over the artists. It's like we could only pay them out. Like we.
I'd like for you guys to come along with me to kind of time travel, essentially into 2050. And this is essentially how I feel the continent is going to look like in 2050. And in 2050, Africa is a burgeoning ecosystem for a lot of innovation, spread through its full embrace of Bitcoin. And a lot of that has kind of cascaded into certain socioeconomic key metrics, all the way up to things like increased development on the continent, increased access to facilities.
So we're in the last part of the conference right now. It's 3 o'clock, 3:10, and I think it's going on till 4:30 for today. And of course, there's some networking after events. I've not eaten all day, and I'm like starting to hit my wall where I'm about to crash. That's not true. I had breakfast, but I have not eaten since the morning. I'm starting to hit my wall where I'm going to crash. So I'm going to try to get some food. Had some very interesting conversations. Very interesting. One thing that I loved was seeing like there's a generation of first of all, the European community is a bit more intimate, you know, like because it's smaller, people see each other at these events and get to know each other more. But there's a bit more closeness to it. And there's like a generation of, you know, young black entrepreneurs, developers, whatever, coming up. I met this guy, Abu Bakr, 25-year-old core dev. He got into the space when he was like 19, 20, like sick guy. I guess reminds me of me if I was a little bit smarter and a lot more self-disciplined. Met a Swiss, Ethiopian wealth manager. Also another young guy, like slick. We were talking about a wealth management opportunity, essentially building a platform for crypto wealth management. And I don't know, I'm really enjoying it so far. I just left the event. I think I need to go back to the hotel just 30 minutes, an hour, and turn my brain off, meditate. I did not meditate this morning. And then I'm going to one of the happy hour networking events. I want to see Abel, the Swiss guy that I was talking about, and potentially the rest of the crew from today. Unfortunately, I did not see them the last hour or so of the event. Met some cool people. Talked with some tax strategists. You know, in case I ever need to hide a couple $1 million from Uncle Sam, which I would never do that. I am a true patriot. And other than that, yeah, I mean, my takeaway was this was a great event. I'm happy I came. I'm very happy I came. I look forward to what tomorrow's like. There's more diversity in the crypto ecosystem now than a few years ago, which that's not really something I thought I would ever care about. But it's actually good. It's actually good, and it's actually cool to see people that look like you in an industry that you're working in. I was really happy I met this Abdul, I think is his name, Abu Yusuf. That might be the head of Al-Shabaab. But the core dev guy, you know, like, I wish I'd had a friend like that when I was 25. That would have driven me a lot. And I'll talk with him about some of his experiences with Bitcoin core dev, the whole flow, the chain code, residency, all that stuff. Beyond that, I would say the two Somali guys were interesting. I talked to the older one about marriage, interracial and intercultural marriages. He gave me some good perspectives. He's also, man, Muslim guys got it so good, because I was talking to him about like, oh yeah, like, you know, like basically get one shot, right? But he was telling me like, oh, I could marry another woman. He's got a half Somali, half Slovak wife, and they're in their 40s, and he can go and get a. Oh, he said the girl he's talking to is younger than me, so I think that's great. That is a big plus for Islam, a massive plus for Islam. Beyond that, so much talk about ordinals, runes, inscriptions. That feels a little bit like NFT bullshit to me. But I guess there's some level of value in it, just in a creative or artistic perspective. But when I hear people when I hear any crypto project talking about their community as an asset, I am skeptical. I'm skeptical, bro. I'm very skeptical, because that means like there's nothing to this beyond the fact that people like it. I mean, network effects are important, of course. Like, network effects are a huge part of the security model of Bitcoin, but so is proof of work. Proof of work is a transformation of like real value, energy, into a transmutation into another form of value, which is cryptographic security. So, yeah. Other than that, anything else? Nah. One thing I loved about this compared to this Barcelona tech conference I went to last year was that was a conference of suits. This is a conference of builders. So I'll sign off on that. I just got back to the hotel room right now, and what I want to do is just sleep. I'm pretty tired. I want to sleep like for an hour, get my brain back. And then I'll be heading to one of the post-conference networking events. So I think there's a happy hour that's free from 5 o'clock. Other than that, I mean, yeah, that's it. I do want to meditate. I'm not sure if I should sleep for 1 hour, sleep for 45 minutes, or split that time window. Either one, half and half meditate, half and half sleep. I think if I sleep 45 minutes, I'll be like, good. And then I could do a 15-minute meditation, and then I'll get out of here. That seems to be the plan. So that's what I'm doing. On my way home, I was like, oh man, it's just a little bit cold for the light jacket by the time I was leaving. Otherwise, if I had the heavy jacket, I would have just walked home, enjoyed the city, been social. Could have probably met one or two Dutchies. They're very beautiful women here. But instead, I'm gonna go hang out with a bunch of tech bros, and which nothing wrong with tech dudes, as someone who is part of this secret society, and get some money, ideally, at the very least. Connect with people, build my professional network, and build my insight and understanding of how money gets made. So yeah, that's what it is.